Good morning everyone. Welcome to your biology class. Today we are going to start with the new topic of biology, that is sources of waste. And the main objectives we are covering in this video are introduction, sources of waste, which includes domestic waste, industrial waste and its sources, agriculture waste, municipal waste, e-waste, then classification of waste into biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, biomedical waste, and last is toxic and non-toxic waste. So first of all, introduction. So waste is a thing that is not required by the producer, processor or owner. It has always been a part of the ecosystem because all organisms produce it. In the modern age, it is the man who produces maximum waste. Some waste are not much harmful, but some are hazardous. The waste may be solid, liquid or gases. Solid waste is generated from construction, demolition, mining, etc. Liquid waste is generated from sewage, tanneries, textiles and other factories. Gaseous waste is generated from the smoke released from the factories and vehicles. Now, sources of waste. So, first of all, domestic waste. So, modern living style generates a large amount of waste in all homes. Everyone uses a number of things which are used for some period of time and then thrown as waste like paper, plastic goods, batteries, glass, packing materials in the form of cans, cartons, envelopes, etc. Maximum waste is generated from the kitchen like fruit and vegetable peels, leftover food, etc. Discarded thermometer is very dangerous waste. It contains lead and can cause serious illness. Now, toilets also generate waste in the form of human excreta. Paint material also generate harmful waste. Some houses uses coal and wood as fuel, which leaves ashes as residue. Most of the domestic waste is dumped on the land in the form of refuse. It increases pollution of soil and air. Thousands of flies breed on the sites where domestic waste is dumped. Next, industrial waste. So, industrial waste is the most environment threatening waste. Almost all industries produce large amount of waste. All industries need some raw materials. The important industrial waste are given below. First is mining operations. So, a lot of waste is generated in the mining operations. To reach the underlying mineral deposit in earth, a lot of topsoil has to be removed. In some cases, the overlying rocks are removed. A lot of dust is also removed into the atmosphere. Then tailings is the another form of waste, that is the waste material generated after the extraction of mineral from the ore. Tailing results in the generation of acids and alkaline drainage. Mining of uranium is risky because of radon gas that is released during the mining. Next, cement factories. So, a lot of waste is generated during all stages of cement manufacturing. The most important waste comprises dust and gases that are released into the atmosphere. During quarrying of limestone, a lot of waste is generated in the countryside. Cement industry uses fuels like coal, petroleum and natural gas, and all these fuels also release waste. Next, oil refineries. So, petroleum in raw form is available in the form of mud. It is defined in the oil refinery to get petrol, diesel, kerosene and large number of chemicals. While refining, it releases a large amount of gases and liquid waste. A lot of waste is generated in the form of chemicals which is difficult to handle. So, wastewater from oil refineries poses a big problem. Next, construction units. Construction waste is generated when some construction or demolition activity takes place involving buildings, roads, bridges, subway, flyovers, etc. This waste is solid and non-biodegradable like concrete, plaster, metal, wood, plastics, etc. These wastes are very heavy with high density, bulky and occupy large storage space. It is estimated that the construction industry in India generated about 10 to 12 million tons of waste annually. Next, thermal waste. So, coal is burnt in the thermal plants to make steam, which runs the generator to produce power. Enormous smoke is released into the atmosphere. When coal is burnt, other gases are also released along with the smoke as gaseous waste. Tins of ash is left behind as waste in the thermal plants after the burning of coal. It is very fine ash and therefore also called fly ash. Next is nuclear power plants. So the nuclear power plants generated a large amount of energy, but its waste are most harmful. Uranium and plutonium are major raw materials used in the generation of nuclear power. Its waste remains radioactive for thousands of years. Therefore, such a waste can bring harm even to the coming generations. Sometimes radioactive material leaks from nuclear plants in case of accidents. This material is capable of destroying life in the surrounding regions. Then tanneries. So tanneries are the factories where leather is made from skins of dead animals. These skins are tanned with chemicals. In this process of making leather, the tanneries add solid, liquid and gaseous waste. The liquid waste is released by tanneries is very toxic and gives out foul smell. It can even pollute the groundwater. Alcohol are manufactured at the distilleries which consume a lot of water, grains and molasses. So a large vessel known as still is used to distill. A large amount of waste is left in this still. Agriculture waste. So agriculture includes plowing, sowing, harvesting, threshing, winnowing, poultry farming and dairy farming, etc. Agriculture waste includes both natural and non-natural waste. After harvesting, the crop residue or plant remains is the main waste generated from the agriculture activities. Threshing is a beating action that separates the seeds from the husk and stem of the plant and also generated a lot of waste. Threshers release large amount of straw and dust as waste which affects severely the asthma patients. Now, activities of dairy farming and poultry farming also generates a lot of animal waste. The agriculture waste is biodegradable and does not damage the environment in a big way. Then municipal waste or sewage. So the municipal waste includes the solid and liquid waste generated by homes and offices. The solid waste is disposed of as garbage in the containers and liquid waste is released as sewage in the pipelines or open drains. Solid waste is dumped in the open dumpfills or landfills and the liquid waste is released in the nearby rivers or other water body or any low-lying areas. E-waste. E-waste or electronic waste is generated from the discharged electronic devices like computers, cell phones, televisions, etc. Processing of e-waste causes serious health and pollution problems. Lead, mercury and cadmium are the major toxic substances in e-waste. E-waste is not biodegradable and most of this waste cannot be recycled either. Therefore, it is a source of worry all over the world. Next is classification of waste. So first is biodegradable waste. The biodegradable waste is decomposed by microorganisms like bacteria and fungi as simple compounds in the soil which are used as nutrients by other living organisms. It includes fruits and vegetable peels, leaves, grass, wood, paper, clothes, wool, etc. This way, this biodegradable waste is consumed totally and disappears without leaving any byproduct. So biodegradable waste, it is further of two types. Simple biodegradable waste. This type of waste gets decomposed quickly through natural processes like dead remains of animals and plants, fecal matter, etc. Then complex biodegradable waste. This type of waste does not decompose easily and has resistance to breakdown. Such material remains in the environment for a long time and may prove harmful. So, this is the picture showing the biodegradable waste, which includes fruits and vegetable peels. Non-biodegradable waste. Non-biodegradable waste includes that material which do not break down or decompose in the soil like plastic goods, polythene bags, synthetic clothes, metals, chemicals, radioactive waste, etc. The only feasible solution to the non-biodegradable waste is recycling. Then plastic. So plastic is the most common non-biodegradable waste. When such a type of plastic is thrown as waste, the bacteria will consume starch and plastic molecules will break apart and decompose. Styrofoam. Styrofoam is another serious concern for the environmentalist. It is being used in disposable cups, plates, egg trays, etc. It requires petroleum to make the styrofoam. It is not recyclable and also releases toxic chemicals like styrene, especially when heated. Next, cans. Cans are popular these days as containers of food, drinks, and sprays. They are made up of tin, aluminium, and other metals. Although tin is corrosion resistant, acidic food like fruits and vegetables may cause corrosion of the tin layer. Nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea have been reported after ingesting the canned food. Next is biomedical waste. So this waste is contaminated with infectious agents and is biohazardous. It can cause the spread of several diseases. Hospitals, clinics, and nursing homes generate infectious waste which can be proved hazardous if not properly treated. This waste includes the sharp-edged tools like knives, scissors, razors, needles, anatomical parts, soiled dressings, expired drugs, cotton, etc. Healthcare and sanitation workers are always at risk while handling this waste. Next, toxic waste. So toxic waste is the waste material that can cause death or injury to living creatures and is called hazardous waste. Toxic waste contain poison and are very harmful substances causing illness or death. They are the part of industrial, agricultural, household, medical waste. They are released on land, in air and water. Lead, mercury and chromium are the common effluents from industries. Last is non-toxic waste. Waste things which do not pose any serious threat to the environment and health of people. It includes garbage like paper, fruit and vegetable peels, clothes, etc. This material easily gets decomposed without polluting the environment. Thank you.